Greetings, Central Co-op shoppers. I'm thrilled to be with you again on the cusp of my 4th year as your CEO. I'm Catherine Willis Cleveland. This has been an especially exciting year, and I'm standing here with you in our Tacoma store just one day after we have received our Greenie Peeps Fair Trade Tea order, which was a 4-month-long process to become the only grocery store in the entire United States to carry this fair trade tea to support farmers in places that are all too often forgotten. There's incredible storytelling. We're thrilled. This is a cumulative effort of incredibly dedicated staff at both our Seattle store, our Tacoma store, our corporate office, and we have come together as a village of staff at Central Co-op, along with the village of you, our 15,000 members, to celebrate this moment. We're going to show you some video of dancing and singing when we knew the tea was coming, but now it's here. You'll see some of the incredibly important missions that it supports that are so aligned with who we are at Central Co-op and who you all champion us being when you come and shop with us and support us. So this is your moment, and we're here celebrating with you. Above the tea, you will notice a not very subtle hot air balloon that I reached out and had custom made from an artist, Valerie Westphal, just outside Paris, who hand painted this hot air balloon. We have our Central Co-op logo on it, and it says around the world in 80 teas. In fact, we have 80 fair trade teas we've brought in. The teas will continue to trickle in, culminating in us carrying more fair trade items than any co-op in the United States.
Hi, I'm Peg Willingham, the Executive Director of Fair Trade America, and welcome. We are so honored to have the CEO of Central Co-op with us today, Catherine Willis Cleveland, and it's been an inspiring afternoon talking about fair trade from this Washington to your Washington, and we're so thrilled to be talking to those Central Co-op members in Seattle and Tacoma. Thank you for caring about fair trade and partnering with farmers.
We're thrilled. We're on this journey, if you will, the hot air balloon journey of more and more regions in the world as products arrive. But we're also going to take a hot air balloon ride to local farms up in Skagit Valley and in Eastern Oregon, which are some of the regions that we proudly support in our Pacific Northwest. I'll end by saying that I'm standing just a couple hundred feet from our Fair Trade mural, which is in honor of women's empowerment, and in particular Carmen, who is a cocoa bean farmer who sells fair trade cocoa beans. She mobilized 140 women cocoa bean farmers, and when we won a grant from Fair Trade America to have this mural painted on our Tacoma store, one of 3 locations in the United States to win that grant this year, I had the great gift and inspiration of having a Zoom call with Carmen. I was thinking to myself, you wear many hats, Carmen. You're a farmer, you're a leader, you're an organizer, negotiator, mother, so, community builder. So I'm very impressed and honored to get to know a leader like you, really, a woman leader. You are inspiring me.
Porque realmente, por eso dije, tienes muchos sombreros. ¿Por qué? Porque tienes el sombrero de él.
I understood the words muchos sombreros, so I understood. Many hats, and that experience has fueled the 4 months it's taken to pursue this initiative that I dreamed up of. Could we achieve bringing in 140 fair trade items, one in honor of each of the women cocoa bean farmers that Carmen pulled together in spite of all the hurdles she faced in the Dominican Republic with regions with no electricity or running water. So I'm in admiration of her, and she is very much celebrating with us in this moment, and it's her that is driving some of this vision. We want to honor her, we want to honor all of the fair trade farmers around the world, and we want to endeavor to do no less than help move the needle on helping educate American shoppers about the importance of investing in, you've heard me say this before, what's the bigger story behind your food? And we believe at Central Co-op that we can make a difference in educating our shoppers and choosing wisely the products we carry. And this past year is blowing that open in a whole new direction. We also invited Andrina Bigelow, the fabulous CEO of Franz Chocolate, who was big-hearted and immediately shared in my enthusiasm when I reached out to her to say, my goodness, when I traced the cocoa beans in the mural on our wall, where they ended up and what chocolate, and discovered that it was Franz Chocolate in Seattle, Washington. My goodness, how can it be such a small world? Andrina, who's a daughter of Fran herself, who founded Franz Chocolate, shared with her that in fact Carmen is the daughter of a second-generation cocoa bean farmer, and embraced the opportunity to have the Franz team join us here at Central Co-op and pass out chocolate.
And Judy, could you come up here? And this is Andrina. She's the CEO of Franz Chocolates. And this is Judy Rance. Her father was Joe Rance in Boys in the Boat. Come over here, Andrina. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Yeah, it takes a village, and the music is absolutely fabulous. Big round of applause.
And then we collaborated with our beloved Folklife Fest organizers and got some music from the region where the cocoa beans are being grown. So we'll show you a little bit of footage of that party and the way the community rallied and just celebrated this moment and all the ripple effect and lives that we're impacting. Finally, before we head on our balloon ride over farmland in eastern Washington and Skagit Valley and meet some folks who are working the farms, working the ranches, you're in for a treat. These are big souls that inspire me and will inspire you. I want to share the moment with you. I will be soon with Peg in Washington, D.C. again at Fair Trade America. We've already had one visit. She was gracious enough to invite me when she was awed that we brought in more fair trade products than any grocery store in America, but that's a little hard to fact check. So I'm gonna stick with any co-op in the United States. So here we are, thank you. We're thrilled to have you join us along this ride, along this hot air balloon ride.
The song that it goes with the fair trade coffee, so this is called Moliendo Café, which means grinding coffee.
Most fair trade products in the entire nation.
So excited to partner with Central Co-op. Come on in. Farmers are central to everything that we do, and you can see here in our office our different rooms are named for the different farmer networks we work with. So this is the network of Asia Pacific producers, as you can see, where so many important products like tea and spices and coffee come from. Africa, where so many products are coming to the US, but you're probably most familiar with coffee and cocoa. This is the Spanish acronym for our colleagues in Latin America and the Caribbean, and that stands for the Coordinadora Latinoamericana y del Caribe de Pequeños y Pequeñas Productores y Trabajadores de Comercio Justo. So I know that's a mouthful, but it's our partners again in the Western Hemisphere working to bring you the coffee, the cocoa, the bananas, the avocados, and so many other products that Americans enjoy and that are grown by the farmers and workers who benefit from our partnership. So thank you very much for being part of Fair Trade.
Well, person.
Welcome to Carmen Ranch. I'm Corey Carmen, and this is a 5th generation cattle ranch in northeastern Oregon.
I learned a lot growing up on the ranch. I've forgotten most of it. Corey's taken it to a whole different level. She's very interested in the welfare of animals, how they're raised, how they're treated. She's very interested in the environment.
If you had to say at what age do you remember learning the lesson of it's got to get done, we can't let down the animals? Do you have a memory of what age you...
Probably like 6 or 7 years old. You'd asked earlier about the coverage, which is very important because you don't get the evaporation. Like if it was just dirt, you know, bare dirt, you know, the wind blows and it gets hot and you get a lot of evaporation out of that. You've got this canopy here, you know, and there's virtually no evaporation. Most of March, April, and May, we had like 0.3 of an inch. And that's why all of this, you know, the rock scabby ground is burned up. The pastures, probably, dryland pastures, probably been reduced 60, 70%. And I think the era that I grew up in, you were so used to what your granddad did, your dad did, and what I did, and then all of a sudden everything is changing. I mean, she's spot on. She is a really clever gal. And actually I think women are better at it than men are.
So speaking of technology, right?
One tower will move, and then 5 seconds later, the next tower will move up and align everything again.
Got it. It's like those old fire engines that are so long that there's 2 drivers. There's the front and the back driver.
The grass-fed beef can be really high quality, and that it is really meaningful to climate change. It's really meaningful to the environment when it's done well.
And to your own personal health.
To your own personal health.
So in a way, it's almost like I don't want to say a pilot program because that in some ways shortchanges how far along it is in the process, but it's a bit of an incubator.
Right. We believe that change will happen at the regional level. We should create regional production systems to support people in the region. There should be connection and transparency between rural and urban, between those nutrient flows. It's like all these reconnections that should be the core of like the new food system.
Yes.
If you don't buy the 12-ounce steak, but you buy a 6-ounce steak or a 4-ounce steak, it actually doesn't cost anymore. And it's so flavorful that
and you're getting
you get all the nutrients you need.
Yeah.
You're getting fatty acid profile that you need.
Your B vitamin intake, on and on and on. Yeah, exactly.
It's so flavorful that you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is a goofy analogy, but it's a little bit like, when people always felt like they needed the giant volume laundry detergent, and then people were like, a lot of that's water. If you buy the concentrate and use a little cap, it's the same cleaning power.
Right.
Somehow we bought off on this like volume is more, but we've actually diluted the quality of the meat. So that's an interesting point. But right, exactly.
When they have the opportunity to try the meat and see how good it tastes, and when they understand the impact that their choices are having on the environment, and when they get used to how good it feels after you've eaten something that's really clean, and you can.
If people could understand this better, there certainly is a market, right? Like
Right, when people get the difference, they never go back.
Right. Hats off to you.
I mean, once you get started, you can't give up. So
exactly. Well done.
Yeah.
So we started Boldly Grown in 2015. So we're here, we farm at Viva Farms. So Viva Farms is a farm incubator program here in Skagit. So we've been at Viva since our first season. We started on 1 acre in 2015. This year we grew about 25 acres of vegetables between
I was working at a similar scale, similar designed farm in New York, and then sort of was looking all over the place and just ended up here.
What do you? I'm so curious when you say similar designed farm. Like what is that?
Similar acreage, similar it was mostly a CSA. The CSA are community supported agriculture, a model where folks can pay to get a share, and then the shares are either fulfilled on some sort of regular schedule. In this case, like we do every 2 weeks. They would get a box of vegetables every other week for that duration for X amount of dollars.
It's paid for in advance.
And it's paid for in advance, which is very beneficial to the farmers.
Yeah,
We got East Coast and Midwest.
yeah. There's more of us here from all over. So I guess the main thing was, I was looking to move. I lived in Indiana for the first 20 something years of my life. I was looking for change of scenery, but then also this is a great place to farm year round, like climate wise. Not necessarily an option, or not widely available year-round farm employment in Indiana, especially like at the smaller organic scale.
I just moved up here 3 months ago. I'm from California.
Awesome.
San Francisco area and Napa Valley. I'm getting residency in the state and then hoping to finish up school at Western, an ecology and environmental science major. But being from wine country, I have some farming experience. I grew up on an animal farm.
Well, I'm glad you chose it. This seems like a pretty incredible spot as we
That's
sit
great.
here. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit, you guys. This puts wind in my sails. When you're in the big city with a lot of cement and a little too far from the farm and the dirt and the fresh air. This is pretty special. So hopefully we can help tell the story and help people appreciate how much work it takes to do the right thing. Makes it all, it's a full circle, makes it all make sense, and realigns us with what our mission's all about. So, I'd like to just give a huge shout out to our fabulous board of trustees at Central Co-op. And it's really thrilling that this is a year where we're having an infusion of Tacoma-based board members and Seattle-based board members, and of course 3 worker trustees from Central Co-op from both stores. And it's just an incredible team of leaders who are a gift. They're inspiring, and they're here with me in spirit in this video. But thank you to them, as well as to the phenomenal staff team who are into their 3rd year now, working on the front lines in a pandemic and doing it with such grace and spirit and dedication. I'm very proud to support them having jobs at check stands. I'm all about human contact. That's why I wanted to make eye contact and have a conversation with Carmen halfway around the world. I think we thirst for human contact. I'm proudly not taking check stands out and putting in automated check stands that aren't offering jobs and health insurance, particularly health insurance during a pandemic, to these phenomenal employees. Well, one of them is also a cantor at Temple de Hirsch, which is a neighbor of ours in Seattle, right on 16th and Madison, other side of the street. I thought it might be a treat for you to meet Ruthie, who works in our deli in Seattle, and have her do some singing for you from some traditional music. Well, and that'll be a chance for us to share about some of the community partners that we've supported over the years.
Hello everybody, my name is Ruthie Lipschultz. I work in the deli at the Co-op as a deli clerk. I'm also a vocalist and work at Temple de Hirsch Sinai, and wanted to share this song that is about healing. Healing of this body, the mind, and the spirit. And per Catherine, our wonderful CEO, I had the honor to share this song for all of us to experience, and I hope it brings you healing for body, mind, and spirit during this time.
Thank you.
All of this comes together in a village along with you all, our 15,000 members, to make what we do come alive and transform and inspire and impact and support all those you've heard about in our local and indeed our global community. Thank you all. It's a joy to be your leader. I look forward to seeing you in the store. You're doing big things with your choice to shop with us. Thank you.